What's good, everybody? It's your girl Kayla, and I'm back with another video. Today we are doing this very pretty pink set on my client who needs a fill. She waited 5 weeks to get a fill. This is basically a rebalance. It's way more work the longer that you wait. But if the nails will last and the retention is good, I understand. So I'm not going to act like I don't. In the economy, all of that, you want to get the most bang for your buck out of all of your services. So I get it. But we're going to do more of a rebalance type of feel. I've done a short on this, like one of the little YouTube version of a TikTok. But this is a full-length video and an updated one for how I do my fills. So immediately, the first thing I do is I start filing down. I go in and I file everything down. I file down before I even cut down because I feel like I need to see a little bit better, so everything has to get filed down. I am on a very high speed on my drill number. I do believe it is 36, and I think it only goes up to 30. No, I think it goes up to 40. And I'm on a number like 36 or 30. It goes up to 45, and I was about at a 36. I'm using the extra coarse Pana bit that comes off of Amazon. I have a few of these. It has a dome safety top so that I don't, or I'm less likely to cut my client. I am using a very, very high speed. So you got to remember that I am always moving the bit, okay? I'm getting some dust off of me, but I'm always moving the bit around. Always recommend that you have a dust collector. I even need one. I lost mine in my move and I keep forgetting about another one, but I really need to buy one. It is crazy how much dust that you inhale when you are doing a fill. Even if you don't have a dust collector, wear a mask, okay? That is just my recommendation because it's a lot of dust is everywhere and you do inhale quite a bit of it. But we just getting through that design. She had the raindrop design. She had the matte top coat. And she had all the layers of polish with the airbrush. And it's a lot to get through before you even get down into the nails. Another reason that I hate when people let their nails grow out so much is because our nails naturally, a lot of us, not everybody, but the majority of my clients and myself, my nails and their nails naturally grow curved. Like once they grow in, they naturally want to arch down, and hers are like that really bad. So you could see that like after 5 weeks, her square is very square. Like her square shape is very square, but her nails begin to tilt downward and curl under. This wouldn't even matter if she got curved nails, but she do not get curved nails. She gets straight tip nails. So it's very noticeable. At her next appointment, after she comes back and does another, fill, maybe she'll get a soak off her next time. But if she doesn't, because I usually recommend 2 fills and then a soak off, then I recommend for her to soak off if she doesn't just soak off next time, because that's something to be mindful of. It's a prettier look with straight tips when you are keeping it straight. I don't know if you could notice on this hand, but she lifted it. And there's like a chunk of lifting at the back that we have to go ahead and etch out. So make sure that your hand, you see how maybe you can't notice, but my finger underneath her nail is pushing upwards in support, while my thumb is keeping the back of her nail down every time I touch the nail with the bit, and I'm making sure that I am completely parallel. I am not digging in, no rings of fire, no cutting out people's nail bed, no none of that, because you can get very dangerous using this bit at a very high speed, and it is extremely coarse. It is very, very dangerous. You need to really know what you're doing to use this, and you should always be practicing on yourself if you need to practice on anybody. But over time, I'm just lightening it up and making sure that I'm consistently dragging the bit over it. Every once in a while, you'll see me swipe it with my pinky. I do that a lot to make sure that the heat isn't collecting, and I don't know. Because sometimes it's not that you're cutting your client, it's just that the heat from all of the friction is giving a heat spike. But you saw some of it just flaked off, and then it's just little by little flaking away. I am only rubbing the acrylic with the bit. I am not on the natural nail bed, none whatsoever with the bit. And once I'm tapping it and I see there's no more lifting, I feel like I'm in the clear. I etched out all of the part that was lifting. Look how much came up. So that's how you do that. It's a slow process. This is a sped up video, but you got to work it slow. Do not force that. A 5-in-1, a coarse 5-in-1 would also be a good option if you don't want to get straight into the extra coarse bit. for your fills. So now we're going in with the cuticle prep. I'm using the straight edge cuticle bit. It is just tea. The straight diamond bit for cuticle work is just my fave. And I'm going parallel, right up against parallel to the nail. That means that I'm not digging in. I'm not at an angle in any way. I'm parallel to the nail. And I'm just using that to get all of the cuticle up. And then I'll go in and cut whatever is necessary. This was a 5-week grow out, so it was necessary to cut, but it's not always necessary. You could also use a round bit, a round ball bit, and that will actually file that area flush, and then you don't have to deal in cutting anyway, because everybody's not even gonna need that. Also, please note that the nails are rigid at the free edge and, you know, uneven, because I did a rough cut on them based on how far she wanted to cut down. I left a little bit of extra length because I know in my finished filing I'm gonna go ahead and take even more length off of them, but she basically went from a medium to a short, so we just cut a nice chunk off. And after I do all of my prep, I'm deciding what fingers need to, you know, go ahead and get nipped. And I'm just going to nip those cuticles, just the ones that I felt it was needed for. Then I'm going to go in with my sanding band, and my speed is on like a 7 or 8. You do not want this to be a fast speed. It is literally only for the purposes of etching up the surface so we have great adhesion and a focus on getting the natural oils off the nail plate. That's all we're trying to do. That's it. You're not trying to dig into anybody's nail plate. This should not hurt at all. People always say this hurt. It's because you're doing it too high of a speed. You have too much pressure and you're using a very heavy hand. Something is going left. This should not hurt. It should just be a little oil removal, okay? And then we go ahead and dust that off. So now we're getting ready to go in and do our application. So now I'm going to use Valentino Glamorous Nude for the application. That's what this already was, and we're just going to backfill it same color. I do use the hydrator swipe. It's alcohol. You could just literally use a high percentage of alcohol, but dehydrator is a preference. It is not a need. My primer, which is very much a need, is No Lift Nail Primer. Is just in a protein bond bottle because I don't like the applicator that comes with the No Lift. But No Lift is tea. It is acid based. It does have acid in it. Just be very careful of that. Do not ever get it on your client's skin. A little bit goes a long way, and it is literally the best primer I ever used. That's why I am literally doing a fill video right now with 5-week retention. Yeah, wake that up. Wake that up. That's why I'm doing this video with that much retention, because I really love that primer. My brush is a size 12. It came from Shein. I have the size 12, 14, and 20. I stand it. It was not even expensive. Just go on there and look at Kolinsky Fiber nail brushes and look for the black handle. That's the one that I got, and I love both so bad. This is a glow powder. I get my glow powders off of Amazon, and then I just put them in my different acrylics. Glow powder, I feel like everybody should just go and get the glow powders. Put it in your favorite nude, put it in your favorite white, and put it in your favorite milky white. You could even put it in your clear, but it is going to stop your clear from being as crystal clear. So I would say a white, a nude, and a milky white. You also can throw them in any colored acrylics, but I do not really use those. I literally sit and look at like 20 colored acrylics because I have a very small collection of them now. And I just be like, I don't even use these. They just there. And that's that on that. I'm also using Young Nails monomer.
We get this money, so I guess I can't complain. But I feel alone even when we're alone. And that don't cause nothing, but I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Baby, I've been a little
I put this dot there with a permanent marker just to show her the length that we were going for. That's why I cut a little bit above that dot, a little bit longer than that dot, is I should say, because I know in my filing process, in my like finished filing, I'm done getting the nails ready for a design process, I'm going to file that much length off. So I wasn't really worried about exactly cutting to that length. I feel like you want to give yourself a little bit of grace with where you cut it.
You might have been playing with, makes me wonder who you think you're playing with. I'm just telling myself to keep playing this record back over and over again. Swear that you changed, but I noticed the end. I want you on scene, think you know your girl is so funny to me. That's why you didn't got left by one time. Got tired of your shit, you almost your mind. Long say, call your name. You'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold rain. And I don't think you'll ever change your ways. Cause a house is not a home where no one's there. So alone, no one's there. Should I move on since no one's here? You know what you got is good, that's why you refuse to let me walk out to life. You refuse to match up with my vibe. You keep wasting my time, you keep wasting my time.
Now we have done our filling, okay? We back with a plain set of nails. Always season your file. That means take an old file and rough up the edges of the file that you are about to use. That should be absolutely new and never used on anybody but the same person. You're either going to reuse this file on this one person, or you're going to use a new one every time, because this is porous and should be disposable person to person. I do not keep it for later. I use a new file and buffer every single time it does come in contact with the skin. I make sure my hands are clean. I do not wear gloves because I wear nails. I make sure my hands are clean, my clients' hands are clean, and then all disposable items are single use. That's just my own personal way of running my business, okay? It's a very personal choice. Some people save bags for later. If you got a lot of regulars, I can absolutely see that method working best for you. I like the fresh new every single time. And basically, I'm just getting the sides. And you see how I've not cut her, and I'm really close, and I'm really getting right up under there to get any product that might have gotten underneath. We're going to do it even better with the E-file, but I'm just really trying to get that square as I can right now. It's going to come together a little bit better after I get the surface and seal the cuticle. But right now, we're just making sure we get the shape right and make sure that we get the length right. After I did this on this hand, I went ahead, did the other one, and I checked every single nail to make sure the length was where I needed it to be. After I did the free edge filing with my hand file, then I go in with a large barrel diamond bit. This is my favorite bit for finish filing. I like it better than the 5-in-1. Right now, my bit pack for my sanitation, I have my straight edge cuticle bit. I have a mandrel for a sanding band, and I have a large, not large, but long 5-in-1 bit with the safety top, and I also it's in fine. And I also have this large barrel bit. But if I'm being so honest, and I just thought about this today, I don't even use a 5-in-1 no more. I literally use 3 bits to do every single set. And that's excluding the extra coarse bit that I use to break down the product in the beginning. I only use that when I'm doing the fill. But the other 3 bits, those are really all you need. You need a sanding band, you need a cuticle bit, and you need a finisher. Mine is a diamond bit. Some people will use carbide. Some people use a 5-in-1. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people even use ceramic. This is just my preference. I also seal with this bit. You see how close I'm getting? I'm getting right up in there. I love this bit.
Gonna tear us apart.
might just fuck your main bitch. That's just how I feel. Just how I feel. Just now. $8 mic. Say fuck them niggas that you getting with.
I had to unfollow Noonie ass. Noonie Torres, he was getting on my damn nerves, child. But he has a lot of information. He's very smart and his talent speaks for itself. So for a while I was following him, and this technique I recently got from him this year. The technique is put some cuticle oil on the nail during the buffing stage so that you don't have to swallow the whole hand and drown the whole hand in oil on the finisher. Because I used to not use cuticle oil in the process of doing the nails. I would only use them on the finisher. So basically you put down a little bit of oil and then you buff out the surface. Your hand will soak up all the oil that it needs. And right after that, I have my clients go wash their hands with Dawn dish soap that breaks down oils. And it leaves a very pretty result for me. I'm using these two pinks and a white polish. I'm using these pink and white flowers. And I'm trying to move through my random bin of all types of sizes of bling. So we're just going to pull some out. My liner brush is from Michaels. It is a 30mm. But look at the finish, y'all. Y'all see this? This is after I buffed my client with the oil, after she washed her hands with the Dawn dish soap, dried her hands off. It's such a pretty surface. And I can reserve my base coat, which is what I used to use before nail art, for my press-ons, because I do utilize base coat in press-ons. So I feel like if I don't have to use it with my clients sitting in front of me, I have more of that product to use in press-ons, if that makes sense. So I've been loving this method, and it just gives a very pretty result and a very hydrated cuticle area before you start the nail art. So I'm going in with a slanted pink design. I didn't want to do a French on every nail, so I just got a little bit wacky. I'm also using blooming gel to go ahead and do like a tie-dye with the pink and the white. It came out cute. So after I went ahead and cured that, just those 3 nails, we got those cured. Now we can draw on our 2 French. One of them is light pink and one of them is white.
Coming from that pretty mouth, the truth is fitting. Cause you ain't never talking loud and you know plenty. You know what I'm talking about, cause you just get me. Yeah, you so pretty. If everything is dipped in gold, then baby it will never grow. Everything sweet ain't sugar coated. What a lie. What a lie. Been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What you want?
My new bitch look like Tyler Perry, but she don't love me, she too scary.
The rest of the set is for our bling and our little flower charms. Macart rhinestone gel is everybody's favorite for a reason. It is so good. You don't have to top coat it. It dries down really, really good. If you use enough of the product and you really saturate the charm in the product, the charms and the blings stay so good with this product. They stay right where you put them. So I'm just making a little abstract design, like a little waterfall of bling and these flower charms. Then I have this small handheld LED light, and I'll just put it up to the nail for a flash. Literally, it's just like a 10-second, 15-second flash. I think I was watching something, so maybe a little longer, but it's just good to use to put your charms in place for the moment. I'm also going to go ahead and put some more of that rhinestone gel in the middle of the flowers, and I went with the pearls for the inside just to give it a more finished look. Flash that in place and keep it moving. I also put a little bit of bling on the fingers that had a French as well, but same method. You want it to be random, but you do want to flash it in place so it stays where it's supposed to. I do believe that this formula in this little tube that's more precision based is a little bit watery in comparison to the big tube that everybody just squeezes out. That's a much thicker consistency, but I love having this because it gives you a brush option and it gives you a very small precision tip option. The big one is just like that big opening, so you might get like a lot of product all over the place. But you see this one, I could just place a little bit of product ever so where it's supposed to go, but the quality is there. It's still the exact same glue. It has the same hold up, and yeah, I'm just loving that. I feel like everybody, and I'm not even like exaggerating, I feel like we all use this glue. I don't know, as long as it works, I don't have no problem with it. It works for me, it works for them.
Please don't take this personal, but you ain't shit. You weren't special till I made you so. You better act like you know that I've been through worse to you. I just can't keep running away. But I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. But I want you. I don't mean to. I don't mean to. I don't mean to. I don't mean to. But I just lost hope. Everybody's like he's no item. Please don't like him. He don't wife him. He one item. I never listen, no. I should've figured though. All the shit you was spitting so unoriginal. But it was you. So
Okay, and that's basically it. For the 2 French nails, I kept it real simple, kept it real right and tight. It's just a little freestyle that we doing. It ain't too much. Now that everything has been in the light for a full 60-second cure, mind you, we was just flash curing with the handheld. Then you gotta put it in for a 60-second full cure. I also put top coat on top of the pearls because the pearls and the flowers can be top coated. You just want to avoid the bling so it will shine real pretty, and you don't want to cover that up. After this, I did one final full 60-second cure after the top coat was on all nails, and it came out so cute. She loved it. She went to go see Meg and Glow, and I'm so jealous because I didn't. But thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye.